Outside of a 4-year stint in Miami, LeBron has spent the majority of his career with the Cavs, his hometown team. But after yet another finals loss, some are beginning to wonder, is there a possibility that LeBron does not retire a Cavalier? What's up guys, my name is Mark, and let's take it back to a happier place for Cavs fan. 2016, when LeBron brought Cleveland their first championship since 1964. About a week after the finals ended, Adrian Wojnarowski of Yahoo Sports, who's one of the most well-connected reporters in sports media, brought up the point that because LeBron has already delivered his championship promise to Cleveland, there's nothing psychologically preventing him from leaving anymore. But of course, with Cleveland too busy celebrating their first championship since 1964, this topic quickly got swept under the rug. Now, fast forward a year later. After the Warriors won Game 3 and took a decisive 3-0 lead, Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer brought up the topic again, this time specifically citing the Los Angeles Lakers and Los Angeles Clippers as potential destinations. And of course, all the different media outlets and talk shows began discussing the topic, with the conversation being relatively divided. So today, let's examine the logic for LeBron leaving Cleveland and the logic against LeBron leaving Cleveland, and at the end, I'll give you my own prediction. First, this is what we do know. LeBron has said multiple times that he's quote-unquote chasing the ghost that played in Chicago. He has also said that he has a quote personal goal to be the greatest. Now, some people would say that he already is the greatest, and there is a legitimate case for that, but he has yet to convince the masses of his GOAT status the same way Michael Jordan did back in 1998 when he won his 6th ring. And whether or not it's a fair rubric, the biggest case against LeBron is that he is still 3 rings and 3 finals MVPs short of Michael Jordan. So, as someone who is highly aware of his own legacy, there's no question that one of LeBron's main goals, if not his only goal, is to win more rings. And that's the thing Cleveland might not be able to guarantee him in the future. And here's why. While the Cavs have remained gatekeepers of the Eastern Conference these last 3 years, many East teams are loaded with young talent that could make consecutive finals appearances much less of a guarantee in the future. On top of that, they've already witnessed a significant difference in talent between them and the 2017 Golden State Warriors. Yes, Kyrie Irving is only 25 and he is as good a second option as there is in the NBA, that's true. But he's also shown to be injury prone, which is a harsh reality that the Cavs will have to deal with in the future. The rest of the roster has a murky future at best. Kevin Love is 28 years old and in 1 or 2 years he will begin his decline. Tristan Thompson will never be more than a role player that just dunks and rebounds, and the other contributing players will either be washed up or retired in 2 to 3 years. So, to sum it up, you have an incredible dynamic wingman that shows up in big moments, but unfortunately is injury prone, an aging third option, role players that have hit their ceiling, ring-chasing veterans that are recycled through every year or two, and a severe lack of young talent. Sounds like a familiar situation? Well, it should, because this is more or less the same situation the Miami Heat were in after they also got blown out in the 2014 NBA Finals 4-1. It's easy to see LeBron's return in 2014 as this heartwarming, heroic, a tale of a hero going back home to conquer the world, and that's true. That is true to a certain degree, but LeBron is too smart and too shrewd of a player and a person for me or anybody to seriously believe that that's all he was thinking of. He was also looking at an aging Miami roster and thinking about his own future. So in 2018, when LeBron can become a free agent again, he'll have another chance to look at the Cleveland roster. Barring some bizarre trade, it doesn't look like Cleveland's roster will be on par with Golden State's within just 1 season. On the other hand, you have a team like the Los Angeles Lakers, a team loaded with young talent that is poised to peak at the exact time LeBron starts to decline. While there's no guarantee that Ingram or Russell can ever be star second options the same way Kyrie and Wade were to LeBron, the roster overall looks a lot better, with young guys like Julius Randle, Clarkson, Larry Nance, Zubac, etc. With Paul George being a very likely free agent acquisition in 2018, the Lakers' rebuild could be done much quicker than we think, maybe just in time for LeBron to give them a serious look and say to himself, that team gives me the best chance to win the NBA championship. And the Lakers have done stuff like this before. When Kareem started to decline, they traded for him. When Wilt started to decline, they traded for him. There's nothing stopping LeBron from engineering a trade for himself because, like we've seen these past couple years with him signing short-term deals, he wants to be in full control of his own destiny. And he has leverage over any franchise he's signed to because he's LeBron James. Then there's also the allure of the LA market. It's no secret that LeBron has many business interests outside of basketball and across the globe. And living in LA would be an environment conducive to LeBron building a business empire after he retires. And this brings us to him potentially signing with the Clippers. Unlike the Lakers, the Clippers don't have many young talent, if any. So why would the Clippers make sense? Well, 2 words: banana boat. LeBron's known Carmelo since high school, he's best buds with Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul is the godfather of his children. All of them have publicly said that they would love the opportunity to play with one another. LeBron has gone as far as to say that he would be willing to take a pay cut to do that. However, there are 2 problems with this Clippers theory. The first is the most obvious, in that it's damn near impossible for the 4 of them to get together. For this to happen, Chris Paul needs to stay in LA. The Clippers would probably have to work a signing trade with Blake for Carmelo, and Dwayne Wade would have to take yet another pay cut. The second problem is that even if this does happen, this banana boat team, even with a DeAndre Jordan, is not enough to win a championship, because this would happen at the earliest in 2019, when Melo is 35, CP and LeBron are 34, Wade is 37. Compare that to a potential Warriors team in 2019, whose big 4 will still be in their primes, and the fact that the Clippers would literally have 0 cap space left to sign any quality role players. If it were to happen, it would only be because LeBron wants to have fun with his buddies. Now, on the other hand, the case for LeBron staying in Cleveland is a lot more simple. Yes, Kyrie has had a lot of injuries, but we have seen guys like Steph Curry bounce back from injuries early in their career and manage to stay healthy for long periods of time during their prime. Something should also be said for LeBron's ability to attract star free agents, because he is one of the few superstars in today's league that many other superstars would love to play with. And as long as the Cavs find ways to keep cycling through these role players and not end up like Miami in 2014, there will be contenders for the foreseeable future. On top of that, the emotional attachment LeBron has with Cleveland will always be a factor, and there is a possibility he'll stay for the rest of his career just for the sake of it. Okay, so at this point, you might not know what to make of all this information and all these hypothetical scenarios. And that's fine, because neither me, nor any reporter, nor even LeBron himself can predict the future. But that's exactly what I'm going to do right now, because I want to look like a genius in 5 years. If you were to put a gun to my head and force me to try and predict what's going to happen, I'm going to bet that LeBron stays in Cleveland until 2020, at which point he'll sign with the Lakers to finish the last years of his career. And here's the biggest reason why I believe that. I believe that LeBron has observed the end of Dirk Nowitzki's career and the end of Kobe's career, and realized that they've added little to nothing to their legacies during their last couple seasons there, simply because they just wanted to quote unquote stick to one team. But LeBron has already shown us that he cares much more about legacy than sticking with one team. So eventually, I do think the ghost of Chicago will lead him to LA. Alright, that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If this is your first time here, go ahead, subscribe. Also, comment section, let me know what you think LeBron is going to end up. If you get it right, which one of you is going to get it right 5 years from now, this might be kind of cool to see. Other than that, thank you for watching MDJ, where we talk everything NBA. I'll see you in the next one.
Feeling kinda strange, feeling kinda off. Don't know what's really going on. I feel like something's up and I can only guess the cause. It doesn't matter when, doesn't matter where. Always hits me when I'm unprepared. I just feel like it's something new.